Our life in this world is benefited by action, by effort. There's two wings of the bird, one of my teachers taught me. Effort and effortless. Effort and effortlessness. And the wing of the bird that is effort is necessary on this plane. Right? For whatever reasons, we exert ourselves. We have things to do. We pay taxes, we change the oil, we drive people places. There's effort involved. And yet our deepest self, that which is connected to the source of everything, benefits from effortlessness. That's why Qigong and yoga have the action side and the meditation side. We have both. Doing and the not doing. And it's difficult to know which role to play, right, on some of these. Which role to play? What do we do? Are we in the doing or are we in the not doing? I think that's why a lot of people have some trouble with yoga classes sometimes, because they're so effortful. And there's benefit to that. Our bodies get stronger through effort. You go to the gym, you're pushing against resistance. You start a new business, oftentimes you're pushing against resistance. Navigating a challenge with your children can feel very hard. And then yet our soul craves the effortlessness, that soaring feeling of I'm okay as I am. There's actually nothing I need to do. That part of me is perfect. Part of me, the deepest, realest part of me, doesn't need healing. It's hard to get a hold of that sometimes, or when we're on the other side of it, right? So today's class is called Spirals of Serenity. And it came from one teaching that I received about how energy moves. How does energy actually move in your life, in your body? We're studying energy. How does it move? How does it flow? Does it come in waves? Does it come in spirals? Does it come in pulses? How does energy actually move in your life and in your body? That's what this class is about. So let's use some of these moves. Some of them will be familiar to you, and let's use them to explore effortlessness. How little real effort can you put into it? And how much can you allow the energy to move? Can you wait for when there's an expansion or a pulsing and then move? In other words, try to let the energy go first, and then your body goes second. Does that make sense? So if I say, lift up your left hand, you could be like, oh, I know how to do that. Lift my hand. Or you could wait, and then maybe there's a breath, and as the breath comes in, oh, the hand kind of started moving, and then you go with it. And then where does it move to? Pretty easy, pretty easy. Oh, now there's some effort and some strain, so maybe I went a little too far. So the pulse comes back down, right? So try that just with a hand. Can you allow your hand, wait for it, and then maybe tune into the breath, and then where is there a ripple or a wave that feels like it almost happened by itself? Tuning into the breath is a good start, because the breath is moving in a rhythm and a pulse and a wave. And yet the subtle energy is deeper than that. So it may not be completely lined up with the breath, and you could play with that as at least wait for the breath, right? Body is the grossest, breath is in the middle, our subtle life force energy is within that. So we've got, it's like one of those multi-layered dolls, right? The outer, the next one in, the next one in. And then you could be curious about what's inside that energy layer as well. We move beyond where words can accurately describe things. So there's not only 3 layers, and yet those 3 are good for exploration. So for spirals of serenity, so when I make a new suggestion, like let the mind drop in and pause just a moment and then see where that wants to move or when that wants to move. And then how far? Where does it move to?